Everybody loves a good hot take. They make for great hooks and great content, but what's better is a hot take that's actually usable and actionable. So with that in mind, here are 5 video content hot takes that you can actually use to improve or get started in video to build your brand and your business. I'm Mike Faraci, founder of Red Button Media, where we build revenue-producing audiences for founders, executives, and brands through video content. And my first hot take has a lot to do with that revenue-producing video content. Views are not nearly as important as conversations. You can kind of boil this down into a quantity versus quality thing. Quantity of view is not nearly as important as quality of view. With the clients that I work with, we're not monetizing video content through on-platform ad revenue, brand deals, and affiliate links. We're monetizing content through creating leads, conversations, connections, and relationships that are more oriented towards their ideal customer profile, the people that they want to be reaching, attracting, and connecting with for business purposes. In that sense, you don't need a ton of views. You just need the right views. So when you first get started in video content, it can be discouraging because you see all these people out there just killing it. They're getting tens, hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of views. And you're sitting there left wondering, how the heck can I catch up to that? Fun little secret, you don't have to. You just don't have to catch up to them to be successful. You just have to make sure that your content is targeted directly to the finite target audience that you determine, whether that's a target client, a very specific one, a target referral source, people that you're looking to connect with, could be even people that you're looking to recruit. As long as your content speaks messaging that means something to them and is targeted directly to those individuals, then your content's going to resonate with them. And you're not going to get the quantity of view that you see out there from the, Mr. Beasts and everybody else, but you will get a much higher quality of view, and your odds of creating conversations are going to go way up. Because at the end of the day, conversations turn into relationships, and relationships turn into business. That's what we're looking to do. Don't focus on the views, focus on the conversations. You can be very successful with very few views. You just might be surprised. My second video content hot take is not just that you don't need to go viral to be successful, but you don't even want to go viral. I mean, first off, what the heck is viral? Like, there's no actual definition. Does 1 million views make a post viral? Maybe it used to. Does it anymore? I have friends who have tens of thousands of followers on different platforms, and they say that a post of theirs goes viral when they reach 300,000, 500,000 views, maybe 10x whatever your following is. That could be a viral post, but when you look at top content creators, especially YouTube creators with millions and millions of followers, they could have a 1 million view video that's vastly underperforming. The point is, viral is a moving target, and it's all relative to you and your audience. But what we're talking about here, and you don't want to go viral, is that you don't want to go viral in a meaningful way. And I like to look at this from a kind of an advertising perspective. Think about Super Bowl commercials. That's one of the best values in television, in paid ads. Yes, they're crazy expensive, but it guarantees virality, right? It guarantees that you're going to get a huge audience. You're going to get tons of eyeballs on whatever creative that you run during that Super Bowl commercial. Now, put yourself in that situation as a business owner, as a professional. What if you were gifted a Super Bowl commercial and you were guaranteed millions of views and you lucked into creating some sort of piece that actually resonated and created something for you and your business to where you went viral in a meaningful way? Are you actually equipped to handle that avalanche of volume? Are you equipped to handle that? Because very few companies are. Odds are that if you went viral in a meaningful way and it connected people with you and your business, then you don't have the infrastructure in place to handle all of that volume, and you're probably just going to create a whole bunch of people that don't trust you and aren't too happy with you anymore. You don't really want to go viral. Again, this kind of leads back into the first hot take, right? Views are not as important as conversations. Don't worry about the quantity of view that you're getting so much. Worry about the quality of view. Growing slowly over time is gonna give you the time to get those systems and put that infrastructure in place. And once things really start to move for you, then you're gonna be able to handle the volume that comes from it. Hot take number 3, not all CTAs are created equal. Calls to action, right? I want you to do this thing, and here's when I want you to do it. Are you telling people to go to your website? Are you selling a loan product and you're telling people to apply now? Are you saying, click here and buy this thing, it'll be shipped to your door in 2 days? DM me with this word and I'll give you, I don't know, whatever guide or lead magnet you're sending to people these days, right? Those are all very popular calls to action, but they're not the only calls to action that you can use. I like to classify those, the kind of, I want you to do this thing right now, those type of calls to action, I classify those as hard calls to action. There are also soft calls to action. This is not a hard sell. This is something as simple as, hey, feel free to head over to my website and reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm available for you. When you post video content all the time and you show up in feeds for people day in and day out, you, whether you know it or not, are going to reach a little minor celebrity status in people's minds, and or you're going to reach a point where people perceive you as too busy for them. You're showing up everywhere. You're all over the place. You got so much going on. I don't want to bother them. I don't want to reach out. But if our video content, our video for business, right? If we're trying to create more connections and more conversations with it, then we need to let those people know that it's okay for them to reach out to us. We're available. So every once in a while, like I'm going to do right now, I like to work in a soft CTA that sounds something like, if you like what you're hearing and you think that your business could use a lift from meaningful video content that actually generates a revenue producing audience for you, head over to hittheredbutton.com and book a discovery session with me using the link in the top right corner. That's exactly what we're here to do. We're not a fully fledged social media company or marketing agency. Our focus is on video content and only video content, so we can get you the video that resonates with your target clientele consistently, so you show up for them every chance you can. Okay, that might have been a mixture of a hard CTA and a soft CTA, but the point is, not all CTAs tell you to go somewhere and do something. Some CTAs are as simple as, just so you know, I'm available for you. Feel free to reach out if you want to chat about it. A lot of times, that's all that people need is the permission to reach out to you to prompt them to actually do so. My fourth hot take about video content is that hiring a camera crew can really hurt you. I see this time and time again. People think that they should hire this big fancy camera crew to come in for one day, shoot a boatload of content, and they'll have it to repurpose over and over again. Now, the content repurposing is not flawed. That's a really good idea. But hiring a camera crew to come in and film a bunch of people who aren't really used to being on camera or in front of a crew or under the lights, that is a recipe for disaster. If you want everybody to freeze up and have absolutely no clue what to do, that's going to guarantee that you're going to get it. Camera crews create a super uncomfortable scenario for almost anybody who's sitting in front of that camera if you're not an actor or have a bunch of experience with that to begin with. Not only does it put you on the spot and under the pressure of getting this thing done and perfect right now, but it puts the subject that the camera's pointed at, it puts them in a presenter mindset. It gets you in this mindset that you're kind of on a stage speaking to a group of people and you're working with a captive audience. But when we're making video content, our viewers are anything but captive. It's usually one person on their phone or their computer, and they can scroll past you as fast as they possibly can, much faster than you think they will. Also, you're not working with a captive audience here. You're working with somebody who you want to grab and gain the attention of. So when you have an audience in front of you, when you're being filmed, then you kind of get in the mindset that people are there listening to. But in the final product, your end user, they're not just sitting there listening to you in a place where they can't go away. They will, quickly. Plus, that lift in production value, fancy cameras, fancy lights, all that stuff, everything's going to look fantastic. Yeah, it is going to look fantastic. It's going to look fantastic to you. And that might be what you want, but is that really what your viewers want? Because in my experience, the more commercial a video looks, the worse it does. Because nobody's scrolling through feeds and looking through websites to find commercials to watch in their free time. People are usually looking for more relatable content. So it kind of behooves you to just use a webcam or a phone to record yourself once in a while. All that fancy gear and all that fancy equipment might make you feel, look, and sound amazing, but if it goes too far, it can make you less relatable and just come off like you're trying to sell something to somebody. And I get it, that's what you're trying to do, but the point is, people don't want to be sold. And one last note on all those professional camera crews that are specializing in recording you in office and doing all that fun stuff, just remember that camera operator and video content coach are two completely different skill sets. If you think that somebody who's a wonderful camera operator, scene lighter, cinematographer, if you think that person also has the skill set to be able to talk you down, get you comfortable on camera, and work you through making the video content that you know you want to be making and having you actually come off sounding like a natural conversational human being, then you're probably wrong. I'm not saying that that doesn't exist, but those people are the exception to the rule. Most of the time, you're hiring a camera crew, you're hiring people who know the gear better than they know the people standing in front of you. And my last video content hot take is that you should probably quit worrying about the return on investment of your video content. ROI is a huge topic of conversation when it comes to basically any marketing activity. But let me ask you a quick question. What is the ROI of the Nike swoosh? What's the ROI of just do it? It's very difficult for people to put a legitimate ROI on things, mainly because a lot of marketing activities are very difficult to track, and the leads and sales that come from them are very difficult to attribute to a specific marketing campaign. It's more attributed to an overarching marketing strategy. So if you want to look at the overall marketing strategy, that's fine, but nailing down like the organic reach of your video content and trying to assign ROI on that is not impossible, but it's very difficult. It takes a lot of CRM updates. It takes proactive communications with your new, current, and past clients to see if they have ever seen your stuff in the feeds or if they've ever come across your videos in any place. There's a whole lot of things that need to happen that the vast majority of companies aren't set up to do, and honestly will never be set up to do because a lot of it is super time consuming. But what you do need to think about is opportunity cost. See, it's 2024 as I record this. We're moving into 2025. This is an opportunity cost conversation, not an ROI conversation. When it comes to showing up on video, it's the same as showing up in person to a client or getting a booth at that trade show or all those other things. All those other activities that you perform day in and day out to stay visible to your target clients, video is no different. And you have competitors out there who are showing up in this way. So quit asking yourself what the ROI on video content is and start asking yourself, what is the opportunity cost if I don't show up for my future clients where my competitors are showing up? Because odds are your competitors would prefer that you just keep thinking about ROI and stay off camera, because that gives them all the room to get in front of your future clients instead of you getting in front of them. It's less competition for them if you don't show up. So the ROI conversation can really hold you back in a whole lot of ways. Don't think about ROI. Start turning that conversation into something that resembles opportunity cost. And that is when you're really going to start to see a lift in attention and just brand visibility overall. Okay, that's a lot, I know. And a lot of this can get overwhelming. So if you want to reach out, please do. Shoot me a comment down below or head over to hittheredbutton.com. Again, there's not just a discovery session link there. If you scroll down on the page, you'll see my direct email address and my cell phone number if you want to give me a call or shoot me a text. Let me know if you have any questions down below. And I hope you got something from these actionable video content hot takes. Oh, and if you're still here, which you're probably not, but if you are, go ahead and toss a like and subscribe on this video. I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.